I'm like,
No worry. No
hey
worries.
y'all. Hey, good evening, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'm gonna let everybody kind of get on a little bit before I get started.
Okay.
It's gonna be fun, and then we're gonna click record as we go ahead and do this. Boom, ba-dum. I let a few of you guys get on right now. Let me go ahead and set this up here because I know that Facebook is asking me if you're on or not, and I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, she's definitely on. You guys make sure to invite this out, share this out. We want a whole bunch of people on here to go ahead and get this value. How you feeling today, by the way?
I'm great. I'm so great. A little tired,
Oh,
but
tell me about it. I
just
know you
been
were traveling and you had it's that jet
just
lag is annoying. It's so frustrating.
it's crazy. Like just, traveling and launching new businesses and just I'm around the clock working. Like literally I have meetings all night tonight. Interviews.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I know
Yeah.
that for sure, especially like with we're going to get into it, guys. We're going to get into it. I don't want to talk too much. So I'm going to go ahead and for some reason, Facebook is lagging a little bit. We want to make sure that everyone tunes in. This is really, really important, guys. If you guys see me, make sure to go ahead and share this out. Let everybody know that we're already on. We got on a little earlier to make sure that everyone is ready. Let me say when we go. My thing is how to tag you from there. Okay. Edit live video. Here we go. I want to go ahead and make sure that everyone sees it on your end.
Yep. Hey, you guys. What's up?
Hi, everybody. I see everybody coming on. This is beautiful. I love it. Let me go ahead and tag you up in here so that they know who's who. Because they got to know that the queen's on. They got to know that the queen is on.
Let me share it to my Facebook page real quick.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
All right. Are you live?
Yes, I'm going to go ahead and tag you. It's just taking me a little longer to
That's okay.
do
I'll
that.
share. I'll share it from my
Mhm.
computer. Okay.
Worst case scenario, if it doesn't oh, here we go. I
Oh
think
no,
so.
no, you're good, darling. You're good.
There she is. Perfect.
There we go.
It's going to show now on yours.
Yeah. Okay. Hold on a second.
Save post. And then I'm going to go ahead and click. Oh, hey, everybody. Hey, Watar. What's up,
Hey.
Robert House? I love my Robert House.
Hey
Let me go ahead and
guys. What's
record
up?
this. Let me make sure this is recorded because that's important for me and for all of us here.
Great.
So you want to make sure that we get this. If you guys are fired up, go ahead and put a little fire emoji down below. Very excited to have Coach Max here.
Yes. Yes, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up?
I'll go ahead and lower it here. Yeah,
Right.
I'll eventually have somebody do this for me. Right now, it's all about making sure that everyone is,
Okay, we're
you know,
definitely got viewers now. It's on my
awesome.
page.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Everybody that's coming in, go ahead and drop some love below. We're going to get started in less than 30 seconds.
Yes. Hey, you guys.
They're so excited. They better be
Yes.
excited. Everyone knows, like, there's a lot of us who know why we're excited. But
Mhm.
honestly, this is just, I mean, amazing, 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 amazing. And everyone knows why. And it's really just, you know what? It's just an exciting time. It's an exciting time for most of us. We're thinking, oh, the year's over. There's nothing to look forward to. That is
Right.
absolutely untrue. And
Right.
the year has just gotten started. So for some reason, I don't know what's happening here. And I don't know if it's recording. I'm hoping it is. Otherwise, Max, I'm just going to download the Facebook one and
We're
we'll
good.
call it a
We're
day.
good. Yeah, we're
Yeah,
good.
we'll figure it out. All
Right.
right, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Fired Up Friday, hosted by yours truly, Veronica Adams, CEO of the Superhuman Movement, where we focus on tapping into your unique human superhuman abilities, I want to say, and live your life like a superhuman. Our life coaching revolves around primary pillars of success, all aspects of health, wealth, spirituality that you can take onto your journey above and beyond and make the impossible possible. You can find more info at thesuperhumanmovement.com. All right. So we have a wonderful special guest, Coach Max. Everyone loves Coach Max, and there's a reason for that. She is a young, fearless 28-year-old powerhouse entrepreneur. She's had great success in direct sales and marketing since 2015, trading since 2017, which is how I know her, and shifted gears to serve a bigger purpose by focusing primarily on entrepreneurs by teaching her students the ins and outs of everything from business strategy planning, passive e-commerce investments, business branding, attraction marketing, and so much more. Currently, as a master trader, she is now the brand new director of Forex education and training for our new platform. Everyone, please give Miss Coach Max a fire welcome down below in the comments.
Hey, you guys. Hi. Good evening. How's everybody doing? I'm super excited to be here on Fire to Fridays. This is like an amazing opportunity. Thank you for having me.
It's so interesting because when we set this whole thing up, none of this was expected. None of these changes that came about in the last couple of weeks, nothing was expected. But what's beautiful is that when one door closes, another door opens and opportunities just land on your lap. It's all the work that you've been putting in the last several years. So before I actually get started, I do want to ask this only because, you know, I know you, but I don't know you. What's one interesting thing that not many people may know about you?
Oh my goodness. So I am like such a nerd, you guys, like for real, like real life. I don't watch TV. Like I'm one of them people that I love reading like Forbes and articles, and I just, I'm really into reading and really into paying attention to, what's going on in our world. And a lot of people would say, because a lot of people in my position would say that, but like seriously, I haven't cut my TV. I only cut it on for the kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't do that. So I really like to read. Like that's something that I'm very big on.
Oh gosh, you're just like, I'm the biggest nerd myself. So that's exactly why we get along, outside of the fact that we're queens attempting to make things, or not attempting, but making things happen. Absolutely. Regardless. And we'll get a little bit more into that as far as like women and empowerment, because I know that this is one of the reasons you and I connect outside of being parents. You know what I mean? So, so let's really know who Coach Max is. How did you get to where you are now? Just give me like the kind of what got you here in the first place. And I can answer that for you, but I'd rather everyone watching to really feel her heart on this one.
So how did I get to where I am now? So man, where do you want me to start?
Right? Like, where do you start with that? It's such an amazing, beautiful journey. But I know that you came from a background of nursing, and that's what I studied as well.
Right. So I came out the medical field, and so let me take you guys back to about 10 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So right around the time I was about 18 years old, I was like a freshman in college. I graduated high school at 16, and I went to college 4 years, did very well, had strong academics, and I had this dream in my mind that I was going to become a physician. I probably would have been a doctor, but I got set back with not having the finances. You know what I'm saying? Medical school is super expensive. I grew up in New York City, and I interviewed for many schools, Rutgers University, Columbia University in particular. I really wanted to go there. And it wasn't that I didn't qualify, guys. It was money, right? So we were talking about like
and I know New York, I'm from the Bronx, so things get so expensive out there.
Super expensive. So it was like $125,000 a year to go to these elite schools. And this was 10 years ago. So I know now today it's probably outrageous, but that was back then. So I ended up just kind of taking any school that took me in. And I ended up in a lot of student loan debt, guys, about $112,000 worth of student loan debt. And at the time, I wasn't too worried about it because I was like, well, I'm going to finish college by the time I'm 20 years old, not even old enough to have my first drink yet. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm about to grind and get this money. And regardless of what the loans are, I'm going to pay it off because I'm going to be getting this money. So I'm not really too worried about it. But after I graduated and I didn't get, that good corporate America job, and I didn't get good positions, and I didn't get an opportunity to do certain things, I felt super set back. I actually was working jobs that were paying me like $10, $12 an hour. You know what I mean? So a little bit about nursing school. I actually have a background in the medical field, but I actually got rejected from nursing school 3 times. So the first time the waiting list was like, they only took 30 out of like 1,000 applicants. The second time I didn't have enough money. And the third time I didn't have enough time, because when you're committing yourself to a program, you can't necessarily work a job. And I had bills to pay. So I went to the next best thing, which was becoming a medical assistant. And I did that. And it was just back-breaking work. You know what I'm saying? Just back-breaking work. And I remember many nights I cried myself to sleep, and many nights I just asked God, like, can somebody change my life? Like, why am I, why is this happening to me? Like, here I am overwhelmed. My student loans, I think, was at the time like $700,000, $800,000 a month. It was ridiculous.
What?
And yeah, it was ridiculous. This Oh my goodness. People don't understand. Like when
And I
I start
feel
teaching.
that. I can totally feel you as you're saying that. 'Cause how many of
Right,
you guys go through this? How many
right,
of you guys go through education and attempting to look for ways to make ends
right,
meet, and then your student loans kick in? Like, I don't know why the system is the way that it is, but
right,
what's beautiful is that it gives everybody an opportunity to start exploring, right?
right, right. Exactly. So I honestly can say that I feel like one of the reasons why I did not have a plan, you understand, because
Yeah.
nobody above me in my lineage had a plan. You
Wow.
understand? My parents come from Jamaica, and they worked so hard to get, to where they are. Both of them are very successful, but we're talking about, decades ago, where you didn't necessarily need a complete education to be successful.
Right.
Hard work kind of gets you to where you are, and they, came up in that time. But for me, I was like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go to school like they're telling me, because they've never done it. So they didn't know the process of going through, a university and things of that nature. So here I am, about 21, 22 years old, and y'all, I'm broke. I was that
Wow.
girl who, like, used to like get all pretty for the club and stuff, and try to go out and, try to look the part, but I didn't have the cash flow at all.
Wow.
I didn't have it. And I was not good with my money. I was horrible with my money. And I lived paycheck to paycheck to paycheck for years and years and years and years.
Wow.
Um, Probably right up until the time I turned 25, which I tell this story all the time when I'm teaching my introductory to Forex. When I teach that, why did I get started and how did I break the barrier? How did I get here? Well, to be honest with you guys, my daughter's birthday is June 2nd, 2017. She's 3 years old. And I remember
I love that.
I remember the day that I had Lyric, and I was in the hospital, and all I kept thinking, I was just holding her, and all I was thinking about was, man, today is right after the first. Our rent is due. I was telling my husband I was so stressed out. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I ended up having a very rough labor and delivery. I was so stressed about that. I was
Yeah.
worried about the baby. I was like, what are we gonna do? He's like telling me, don't worry. And then as we're leaving the hospital, guys, about 100 feet from the hospital door, our car breaks down with brand new baby inside the car.
Oh no. I
And
didn't know this story.
yeah, I tell this story a lot, and that was where I was like, I can't do this anymore. I literally broke down to my knees in front of the hospital, like, I can't do this anymore. You know what I mean? To get up out of that situation, I had to call my mom. You know what I'm saying? My husband was working 2 jobs. We were really struggling real bad, and a young lady that me and her real good friend, she ended up calling me, and she was like, hey, at the time I had moved to Florida, by the way, guys. I lived in South Georgia now, But at the time she called me and she was like, hey, I need you to come to New York for this meeting. They talking about some stuff. It was like around Wall Street. And I was like, they're talking about some stuff. She's like, yeah, I think it might interest you. They're talking about having a lot of money and stuff like that. So I was like,
you're like, oh, you're always gonna listen to that.
Yeah,
as a New Yorker,
yeah.
if you got New Yorkers out there, y'all know we always find ways to make money and make ends meet because it's expensive to live in New York, man.
It is. So I'm like, okay. So I called my mom and I was like, okay, do you guys want to see the baby? I think Lyric, she was like a couple months old at the time. And I ended up going to a meeting. And at this meeting, my mom, backtrack. My mom gave me the money to fly to New York. This is how broke I was, y'all. I was like, yeah, you want to see the baby? Like, can you send me some money? So I can come to, come home so y'all can see the baby. She did. And I ended up getting there. And while my parents were distracted with the baby, I'm at this meeting and they talking about Forex. They were talking about Forex. And I'm looking around the room. And at that time, I absolutely did not know what it was. I did not know what Forex was or anything like that at the time. So as I'm listening to these guys speak, they got on nice suits. I mean, they looking clean and, Gucci belts and Gucci sneakers. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Showing up and showing out.
Right. But what they were saying was so impactful to me. I remember that moment. It was like maybe September, October of 2017. And in that moment, I was like, everybody around the world is going to know my name. Everybody is going to know me. I'm going to master this and I'm going to teach people all around the world. Guys, it's safe to say that I've completely manifested that. I'm pretty much teaching about 80, 90,000 people all over the world, positioned in about 180 different countries, and cleared multiple six figures trading, and actually love teaching a skill set to people. So you got to understand, it was a breaking point for me. It was me looking at my daughter saying, like, what am I going to give her? I have nothing. I have debt. All I did was collect debt in my 20s. All I did was spend money I didn't have. All I did was party. All I did was not pay attention to my finances. All I did was damage my credit. I was stressed out to the point where you could see it on my face. You could see it in my hair. You can see it. You know what I'm saying? It was affecting me. It was affecting my marriage. It was affecting me as a mom. And I said, you know what? I'm going to go build an empire. I didn't know what the vehicle was going to be. I didn't know what the skill set was going to be, but I did know that I was going to get myself out that situation. Because the worst feeling is being a new mom and feeling like I can't provide for her or him.
Right.
I don't have it to do for this child. And that was my push. That was what pushed me off the wall. And y'all, I studied for like 7 months straight until I actually started getting the skill set down pat. I studied every day. I used to be at work, and I want y'all to listen to me. I used to have a pair of wireless headphones. These are AirPods. Now, we didn't have these, but I used to have some wireless headphones, put them in my ear. And while I'm at work, I still have the notebooks, y'all. I'm sitting at my desk at home. The little notebooks that fit in my.
Oh boy.
To listen to my mentors talk about key things inside the financial market. And I used to write it down at work, and I used to take notes. And I remember one day I was on my charts at the nurse's station, and the doctor walks past me and he's like, "What you doing?" I was like, "Trading currencies." And he was like, "Oh, I invest in, I invest in currencies." And he was kind of talking about it as far as going to different countries and stuff like that. And I was like, "No, I do this on my phone and on the computer." And he was like, looking at me. Wow. Hundreds of thousands of dollars, had no clue what I was talking about. Wow. And that's when I knew, like, okay, people need to know about this skill set. People need to know this. Yeah.
How did you align yourself then to be able, like, you studied, obviously you mastered it to the point that you were making enough money to then say, look, I have a way for all of you guys to find another way than what you're doing now. So was that like the why? I know that we always say as parents, our why is our children. Always 1000%. That's the ground floor. That is the primary. Sometimes we start feeling like, okay, there's more to this. There's more to this. If I'm able to learn, I can teach others. So what really sparked that for you outside of the fact that you started to master it and you started seeing that other people needed this? And what vehicle did you use at first?
To be honest with you, this industry that I'm in is very sexist, and it's also male dominated.
Mm-hmm.
Again, that first introduction to it, sitting in that room, had no clue what they were talking about. I knew in that moment that I was going to be a master trader.
Oof.
I knew in that moment that I was gonna go so hard with this to the point where everybody knew my name. And
I need all my traders right now to drop some love.
yeah,
Drop some love right now. Give me a number one down there, down on the comments, down wherever you're at. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, drop
right.
some ones down below if you're feeling this, because what I'm feeling and what I'm hearing right now that Coach Max is saying is that she did it no matter what.
No matter what.
At work.
Mm-hmm.
She was from part of the minority when it comes to this industry. And
right.
she still created a name for herself. And then not only that, on top of that, she decided, I'm going to help others do the same.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes. That was a big deal.
If I feel that, because I know as a woman, right?
Yes.
And you said the same thing, dominated industry.
Right.
I've been part of so many male dominated industries. So to see and witness and be able to connect with women just like yourself, queens that see the opportunity and say, I don't care what anybody says.
Right.
I don't care what you guys say is the standard. I'm going to break that ceiling. I'm going to break that standard and create a new one.
Exactly.
You know, and that's how I met you, you know,
exactly.
And it was freaking beautiful. I think the first time we actually had a conversation was on a Zoom call where you were teaching. I think it was like, oh my gosh, it was actually like a Forex and chill session.
Right.
And I was like, yo, she's speaking to my heart. She's preaching. She's throwing it out there. And I was so inspired. I was like this. I was shaking. I was like, I was like, you all have to hear what she has to say, you know?
Yes.
So now we're coming kind of full circle. You know,
yes.
things are shifting. Now I get to ask you these questions. And I know everyone appreciates this, especially with what's coming, which I'm going to talk about. I promise everyone, we're going to talk about, you know, like this positive, amazing driving force right here. Miss Queen Max has forged the path, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm really getting excited here because you're probably freaking more excited than I am. We've been busting our butt for at least me the last week. You know, you just as much. You traveled and you came back, and the moment you came back, you got on a call with everybody. Like to me, that's leadership. To me, that's mentorship. To me, that's purpose. Right. So talk about that actually, because I know that you're big advocates of being of empowering and doing all that and entrepreneurship. So you started obviously with people. Right. And then you got a little bit more into the women, but talk a little bit about that journey.
Oh man. So, you know, I tell people this. So you first and foremost, when you want to get to the next level, you first and foremost have to humble yourself. Every single day I wake up in the morning, I look at my daughter in her bed and I just think back. Remember her birthday. Remember how that felt for you. And then I immediately get to work. I keep reminding myself. So the CEO that I'm working with, when I told him this story, he was like, you know, you move like you have a chip on your shoulder. You move like you're hungry. Even though I've broken the ceiling, you know, me and my family are very comfortable. Even though I've broken the ceiling, I move like that in my mind. You guys can see right behind me my vision board.
Who has a vision board? Drop down the. I wish I could show you mine right now, but it's.
I just made the vision. I made this vision board for 2020. I do a new one every year, and you guys can kind of see me move my hair out the way. You see that big house? I want a new house. You see that? That's actual $100 bill. You see it? It's there. I have a vision for what I want. I'm not satisfied with what I have right now. I'm not satisfied until I help other moms and show them like, listen, I did it when I was on my job. I'm not satisfied until people can understand that, listen, you can change your life with this thing here. Don't play around with this thing here. This is not something you want to play around with. I had men in my industry tell me, hey, just sit there and continue to look pretty because this lane, this stage is not for you. And I tell you, when every time I got knocked down, and every time they told me that I couldn't do it, I did it, y'all. Every single time.
Coach Max, I don't know what happened, but on Instagram we lost you. So I'm just letting you know.
I got you. I'm coming right back.
Okay,
I got
cool.
you. I'm coming right back.
So
but
it's like, so now what I'm hearing from you, what I'm hearing from you is that just like anything, you guys know, every time I've had a guest, every single time I've had a guest, and anytime I've gone live, what I constantly promote and speak of is the ability to push forward no matter what, and to look at where you're at and not worry about where you're at, but be grateful for what you're about to receive.
Absolutely.
Right. And this is not just church, y'all. This is outside of church. This is outside of what we believe. Some people have different beliefs, about God and all these different things. It's more than that. It's beyond that. We're all connected. In general, we're all connected. So when things don't align, they present themselves in the way they have to in order for you to be like, you know what? My value is here and I'm here.
Exactly.
So what am I going to do to get here to match my value and continue to exceed and serve the people? Right. And so I know you felt that because and if you did nursing, that's what you were doing. You were serving. There was a purpose there. You were helping, but it wasn't right. Your value wasn't seen. Your value wasn't valued. It wasn't rewarded the way you wanted to, financially, with time freedom or otherwise. So I do have a question with that, actually. So what would your present self tell your past self, knowing what you know now?
So like I told you, I spent like from 18 to like 25, just, what are you doing, sis? You know what I mean? I spent a lot of time wasting time. And it wasn't that I wasn't going to school. It wasn't that I wasn't paying attention to things. It wasn't none of that. It was just like the way I was financially with money. I remember back then my mindset about my credit was, oh, it'll just drop off in 7 years. Only to realize 7 years later, when I'm now married with a child and want to go buy a new car and expand my life and go get this house, that the things that I did back then is going to affect me right now. You know what I'm saying? So I wish that I could tell my past self to stay focused. Oftentimes when we find ourselves in turmoil, when we find ourselves having a lot of burden, that's not the time to sit still. Okay, that's not the time to sit still. I encourage a lot of women. I know I keep bringing that up, but it's something that touches me to my soul, because no matter whether or not you have children, no matter or not if you have a job, 2 jobs, y'all, I did it. I used to work 3 jobs in one day. I used to kill myself to make what it is I make right now in an hour. I used to kill myself to make that in a week. You understand what I'm saying? So I want people to understand, don't be that person that, now you in the present and you still asking yourself questions like, man, I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Do it now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. Like, just be present with it. And we get a lot of signs as we go along life, and sometimes we're ready and sometimes we're not. Sometimes what they've always said, it's such a cliche, but it's under our nose. What we're looking for is right under our nose. Right. So I don't know if you're still there, Coach Max. You're here on Instagram, but I don't see you here for whatever reason on Facebook. But just to speak on that, there she is. She's refreshing.
Okay,
but just to kind of, just to speak on that, and I know that again, we come back to women empowerment. Drop queens down below. Go ahead and drop a 3. Go ahead and drop a 3 or drop a little crown. Women, I don't care what anybody says. Not saying anything about the men. Love my men, because otherwise we wouldn't be able to have children. But the women make the world go round. Happy wife, happy life. You've heard that. The power of the P. We've all heard that. You know what I mean? There's something so dynamic and magical about a woman that not only can take care of the home and not only educate herself and not only take care of their partner, but then also be a mother, give birth to children, to sustain the household, to be able to play multiple roles in everyone's life. Right. And so I'm getting chills just saying this, only because, again, I'm a woman. I love inspiring women, and I love having people that understand the value of a woman and what they bring forth into this world in general. Like, we're miracles in general. We provide, without us, there's nobody exists, right? So what can you talk about that? Like, what really inspires you when it comes to women, speaking to them, creating tribes of them? Because you've been doing that, so what really calls to you with that?
Oh my
What's
goodness.
like your primary driving force with that? That's what I want to know.
My biggest thing is this, ladies, and I'm talking really to women, and it's essentially understanding your power. Okay. And a lot of women don't understand their power, and a lot of women don't understand how intelligent they are. They don't understand how, like you said, we are like the powerhouses of multitasking. I don't know what it is, but we just have this thing where we're able to do multiple things. Like, we have to, right? Exactly. We don't have to get a chance to do it. But what touched me was when I started teaching. I never been like this full on about women and empowering them. But once I started teaching women, I started to hear the stories. Hey, Coach Max, I'm in a situation with this guy, and he's abusive or he's controlling because he makes the most money. He's this and he's that, and he doesn't support me. He doesn't tell me he loves me, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, queen, like, fix your crown.
Ooh,
you know what I'm saying?
Say it again. Say
you know
it
what I mean?
again.
Like,
your crown.
Fix it. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, a woman who secures the bag for herself secures herself. When you're grounded financially, okay, that means that your team player, your partner must bring other things to the table. It means that the people around you is gonna respect you on a different level. You know what I'm saying? One of the things I was telling my brother Ryan, everybody knows Ryan the Freitas, me and him talk a lot.
Shout out to Ryan down below. He's old light skinned. I love him so much.
we were talking, and I told him, I said, long before I hit six figures, I was telling myself that I was there.
Oh, you cut off again on Facebook. I don't know what keeps happening to you. But yeah, if you guys feel that, go ahead and drop some love below. Because I know as a woman. Yeah, I know as a woman, like it happens, right? We're servers. We like to service. And it's just a natural state of being, only because, again, we're nurturers as mothers naturally, right? The only thing is that now things are changing. The men in the workforce aren't able to do what they have to do, right?
Yeah.
Or they're not, for whatever reason. I'm not saying that it's true in all aspects, but for whatever reason, the women are more in the workforce than prior years.
Right.
Now, especially, we fast forward to this year during COVID, and people are losing jobs left and right. And in my opinion, I find that the women are like the first ones to be like, all right, what do I got to do? It's the same as a household. Okay, the dishes got to get done, the floors got to get cleaned. Sam has to get fed, the pets got to get fed, the clean. All these different things have to get done. So it's in our nature to then find ways to balance it all out. Right. So how do you balance that out, right? And still continue to mentor women?
Oh my goodness.
People in general, but
so I would say that balance is not easy, especially right now. But me and my husband been together 6 years, and so he's watched me get from being broke, busted, and disgusted, because that's exactly how I was back then, to now he's watched me kick through certain doors. Like, I had to kick down certain doors, like whatever it took. Even when I was first starting businesses, and every single business I started failed. Every last one of them. It was like, oh, that failed again. That failed again.
I've been there.
Like, oh, that failed again. That didn't work. Oh, here she go again with this. He essentially saw me kick down doors. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to balance, I find myself now like, okay, at this time, especially because I'm a full-time entrepreneur and I'm home. I'm a homebody, y'all. I travel when I have to, but I'm a homebody now. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the COVID going around. But I find myself with, these are the hours I spend with my daughter. I try to commit this time to her. I try to give her this full attention. I try to give my kids, my husband has a son also. I try to give my kids this time over here. Then when you're a mother, so your kids get a certain aspect of your life, and then the time that you spend with your husband or your spouse or your partner is completely separate from family time. I had to figure that out as, my marriage grew. Like, okay, the two are very different.
Yeah.
Right? So he has to get his time from me. And then I, as a mentor, as a mom, as an inspiration to many people all across the world, I had to learn to give myself time. There's times where I just like to say, I love candles, y'all. I have candles in every room in my house.
I'm the
Something
same.
about it.
I get it. Yeah.
Something about it just calms me down. I love candles, you know what I'm saying? So I like to sit, you know what I'm saying, in my couch, a glass of wine, relax, have my time to myself. And that's how I create a balance. So if
Yeah.
everybody's needs and your unit is being met, then I'm able to deliver, you know what I'm saying, when I'm mentoring, when I'm teaching, I'm able to deliver with that energy. I'm
Right.
able to give good
Extraordinary.
vibes.
Yeah.
Right. I'm able to give off that good vibration, and let people know, like, hey, even when I'm stressed out, I think I'm one of them people who, and you can attest to that, many people in
Yeah.
the community, I'm one of those people who, I work very well under pressure. I smile through the BS. I
We
love
were
to
talking
let,
about that yesterday.
yeah,
I think Cassie and myself, like what,
yeah,
like pressure creates diamonds. We all know that,
yes,
and
it does.
allowing, we work well under pressure in general as women,
Right.
as
Hmm.
mothers, even more, as career
Right.
moms, even more, as
Right.
like the head of household, even. So we take
Right.
on all these roles, all these masks. And
Right.
if in order for us to successfully do everything, pressure has to be our friend.
Right.
It has to
Exactly.
be
So,
the driving force.
hmm.
And then also our friend to be like, okay, I got you. I see where you're coming from. I
Hmm.
got you. I got you. I can
Right.
handle this too. I can handle this too. I can handle
Right.
this too. Now I know that it can get a lot for some people, and I
Right.
totally understand because I've been there. We've all been there. Women have been
Hmm.
there. Men have been there as well. But I know
Right.
we've all been there as far as the pressure is concerned.
Right.
What's one thing you can tell a woman when she feels like there's an opportunity such as this, as trading Forex and becoming
Hmm.
their own entrepreneur and still being able to balance, their home life and being a mom? What's
Hmm.
one thing you can offer them to let them know that it's okay to step forward?
Oh man, so one of the things that I pride myself on is that I force people to respect me and my
Oof.
grind. I force people to, you're going to respect me and my grind. So if I make a decision that I'm going to essentially, start this business,
Yeah.
that means that I need to have a conversation with those in my unit, those in my household. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'm gonna need your support over here because this has the potential to not only change me, but it has the potential to change our life. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? I need your
Right.
support over here because it's not easy when a lot of women do this and I don't understand it. Like they feel like they have to prove something. Sweetie, you ain't got nothing to prove to nobody.
I love that.
You really don't. So they kind of move in silence. I don't really like that term, like, and move in silence. No, why? Why move in silence? Why
What are you
not
ashamed of?
showcase? Right. Why not showcase what it is that you do, what it is that you work on, what it is that you're going through right now? Like right now, I'm probably going to hit 7 figures in the next 3 or 4 months, right?
Oh, I'm with you, girl.
And a lot of people would be like, oh, don't let people know what you're doing. Why not? I want people to see what it is that I'm doing, because at the end of the day, they're going to respect my grind. They're going to watch me. They watched me when I was broke. They watched me hit high 4-figure days. They watched me hit 5-figure days, 5-figure weeks, 5-figure months. They watched me hit 6 figures. Now they're going to watch me hit 7 figures. And essentially it becomes a mindset in your own person as a woman. Like, why are you holding yourself back? Why are
Right.
you telling yourself that it cannot be
Yeah.
done? Why are you telling yourself that, oh, I can't say this to this person over here because they're going to have a certain perspective on me? It doesn't matter at the end of the day. You have to make a decision, queen. You
Mm-hmm.
have to make a decision, queen. I'm going to get it done. And I meant that the day that I left that hospital with my brand new newborn, I told my husband, as we got out the situation and got home, we cannot live like this anymore.
Right.
I
Absolutely.
cannot do this anymore. It wasn't about having nice things. It wasn't about having the drip, right? It wasn't about the diamonds. It wasn't about the nice hair. It
Yeah.
wasn't about the nice house. It wasn't about none of that. It was about stop feeling so restricted.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Stop feeling like I can't do this or I have to tell my children no at Christmas time.
You
Or
can't
baby.
manifest. Well, there's no way to manifest from a restricted and a
Correct.
lack mindset. There's no way to do it.
Correct.
And if you have a family, how are you able to provide or at least open up
Correct.
the doors for providing if you
Correct.
yourself don't believe in yourself?
Exactly. And I'm so big on that. Like I remember just in my mind, like I'm gonna get out of this. I'm gonna get out of this. I can't do this anymore. I'm no longer living in a place of lack. I'm no longer living in a place where, my husband want to take me out and we can't go because we ain't got the funds. I'm no longer trying to live decimal to decimal, y'all. I'm not doing that no more. Even right now, I told him I'm getting very uncomfortable. I'm getting very uncomfortable
Yep,
because guess what?
absolutely.
There's people still in my tax bracket. So I'm getting uncomfortable. I'm not satisfied yet. Okay? You understand? You can never be comfortable and you can never be satisfied. You got to
Absolutely.
keep going. And, what inspires me is that women hit me up all the time and say, Coach Max, you don't understand, like, this what you just said to me, I resonated with that. That means a lot to me because I want people to know I've been there and I've done that, y'all. I've been there and I've done it. After we get off the here, I'll show you guys. I was that person on WIC with the EBT. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? That couldn't go nowhere. I lost my car. Me and my husband, we didn't have an address at one point, y'all. We was
Yep.
staying with family. Like we done been in some rough places. So when I'm sitting here, like when people come in my inbox and they start asking me, like, what you do, or is what you do a scam? I'd be like, go scroll back 3 years. Scroll all the way down my
I like
timeline
that.
back 3 years. I don't have time to play games. You
Yep.
understand what I'm saying? This
Yep.
is a
Yep.
real thing.
I
Right.
was actually telling my team this just today. Like they're just like, "Oh, well, how do I do this? And how do I market? And how could I
Right.
get people to pay attention and all these different things?" I was like, "Be yourself for one, two, be
Mm-hmm.
unapologetic about who you
Right.
are,
Right.
and then three, don't worry about the naysayers because there's enough
Right.
people that will be able to catch on to that dream, catch
Right.
on to that vision that can go along with you. It may not, and
Right.
in most cases, and we've talked about this on many occasions, in most
Right.
cases, it's not a family member. Even not even a parent,
Right.
or a partner,
Mm-hmm.
so really consider that even if temporarily you feel like you're alone,
Right.
baby girl, you got the universe behind you. You got the master behind
Absolutely.
you. You have a whole
Absolutely.
support system. You even have other women that are just like you, seeking somebody like you to pull them
Exactly.
forward, or to at least tell them,
Exactly.
hey, we can do this. We might not know what we're doing, but if we
Right.
just keep on forging forward and restructuring our mindset and restructuring our beliefs and letting go of those limited beliefs and
Yeah.
reassigning beliefs that are in ourselves that we can do it, everything
Yeah.
becomes possible. Every single thing. The idea of
Everything.
only making an additional 3 to 4 figures a month won't be so far fetched. You start thinking
Mm-hmm.
higher than that. You start thinking, shoot, well, if I can do four
Right.
figures, I can do 5 figures. I got 5 figures. I can do
Exactly.
6 figures. And
Right.
the impossible becomes possible. But it all starts with one thing. It's that belief.
That belief. Yes. Yes.
Forget what
Yes.
anybody's saying. I don't
Right.
even care if it's your partner. I don't even care if it's yourself.
Right.
Tell yourself, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I'm not going to believe you because I know I'm
Right.
greater than that. And,
Exactly.
and we all know, especially as parents, there's no excuse. You're not going to go ahead and go to your I said this on a call the other day. You're not going to go and tell your child, I'm sorry, I can't do it. That'll break their little hearts. That'll break
Exactly.
their hearts. For me, for my son to look at me and say, hey, Ma, I want to go do this. Or, hey, Ma, I
Mhm.
want this. And for
Right.
me, raising a man in this world, even
Right.
more reason why I have to show up and show him there's women strong enough to support you as well, to show you the man
Exactly.
that you can become, to then continue supporting the world. Pay it forward, pay it forward, pay it forward.
Right.
Show them,
Right.
respect the queen, respect the
Right.
hustle,
Right.
and join forces, not see them as less than. Allow them
Right.
to come into your circle and be like, okay, I can rock with you too.
Right.
I may not have the
Exactly.
strength, quote unquote. I may not have the body, but I promise
Mhm.
you that I got it up here and I have it right here.
That's right. Exactly. We're definitely in alignment with that.
Exactly.
Right.
And anytime I get to know you a little bit more, there's like so much of us that's like so aligned that we've done,
Right.
and that has been like in the same space, not just,
Mm-hmm.
location wise, but in our lives. Like I've been there. I've been homeless, for some time. I made it happen because I could not look at the time my mom was living with me. I could not look at my mom and my son and say, I'm sorry. Somehow I made a improper or terrible decision to trust
Right.
somebody so that we can get it
Right.
together. But I'm not going to stop here. We went on
Right.
vacation. We came back to an apartment. That's how quickly I made it happen. I had a vacation scheduled, and I said, when we come back, we're going to have the keys to a house.
Right.
And we did that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And I didn't
Right.
allow them to see my stress. I allowed
Right.
them to just continue to feel as if I had it. And I did, because I knew in my heart I did, even though on paper it didn't look like that.
Right.
Even though it
Exactly.
wasn't actually manifested just yet. We have to believe that it's here. We have to be grateful for
Right.
what's here, guys. I want
Mm-hmm.
everyone to hear that. And I want everyone to feel that. If you guys feel that,
Right.
please drop some fire below. Man, Max, you got me on fire right now. You have me like feeling
It's
everything.
that energy, girl. It's that
But this is
energy.
what I want everyone to do. Find your tribe. Find your tribe, whether it's just one person or two people to begin with. Find those people. And the more you speak
Mm-hmm.
on what's going on in your heart and what you're
Right.
feeling and your honesty and no bullshit, none of that stuff is going to come forth. Just be yourself,
Right.
regardless of what you even think about yourself. You love
Exactly.
yourself, start loving yourself. Start looking at that woman in the
Exactly.
mirror, that person in the mirror, and saying, I love you. All of
Right.
your curves, all of your
Right.
indifferences, all of your past mistakes, all of the things that you feel, those tears on your face. I promise you that it is worth it. The moment you
Mm-hmm.
start loving that person in the mirror, the more you can come together with that, come
Mm-hmm.
together with that vision of who you are, your uniqueness, and bringing that to
Mm-hmm.
the world. Because guys, that's where it starts.
Yes,
That's where
it does.
it starts with you.
Yes, it does. Yes, it
And
does.
speaking on that, and this is how I like to end because I don't want to take too much of everyone's time. And you've been so
Mhm.
gracious, so freaking amazing. I don't want to give them all the sauce because they already know what's coming. I'm gonna ask you maybe one or two more questions, and we're gonna go ahead
Okay.
and close out. What's
Mm-hmm.
one thing that you feel everyone can do, okay, today to tap into their superhuman abilities, to their superhuman selves, to their queendom, to their kingdom,
Mm-hmm.
to that fire within themselves? What's one thing they can do today? Just one thing.
Oh, I love this question because, I was just telling a business partner of mine this. I was like, actually, when we were out in Vegas and I'm in Las Vegas and, 5-star treatment, and I'm sitting there and, a lot of people were messaging me like, oh, I wish. I'm like, they're like, no, seriously, like, listen
They
to
said
this.
they wish.
They said, I wish I could sit up in, a Lamborghini truck. I wish I could sit up in a mansion. I wish I could take this lavish trip.
Mm,
And I started to think to myself, you need to borrow my belief.
mm,
You need to borrow my belief. I'm not just somebody that you follow, right?
yeah,
You guys know me. A lot of people on here have been following me for years. A lot of people know me personally. This is not something that I'm pretending to do. This is my lifestyle. So borrow my belief. If Coach Max could do it, if she was broke just 3.5 years ago,
whew,
if she was broke just 3.5 years ago, they didn't have nothing to her name. Now today, I own my own business, y'all. Okay, I run multiple businesses. I've mastered the skill set of Forex. I teach people all over the world. I mentor women all over the world. Okay, women twice my age. Okay, women that come to me that say they got grandkids. Okay, people from different countries. If
yeah,
I could do that, you could do whatever it is that you set your mind to. You have to borrow my belief. You have to say, okay, she did it. So she's paving the way right now for me,
absolutely.
right? I can actually point to her. I can see her documentation. Like, look at the lives that she's changing. Even if you guys don't have, you're not striving to be a mentor, you're not striving to, essentially help other people. Whatever it is your purpose is, borrow somebody else's belief, right?
Right.
If you want to be a chef, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, go find the best chef and borrow their belief. right? You want to be a singer, go look up the best singers in the world, go borrow their belief, because guess what? Exactly. They had to find somebody to, be inspired by. Let me tell y'all something. Back when I was broke, you know what I was doing? I was on Facebook following all of these rich people. Like, that's gonna be me. Look, they got a nice house. I'm gonna have a nice house. I used to clap for people.
Yep.
Borrow
Absolutely.
my belief. That's
I'm glad you actually said that, because when I think back to how I started this journey, I will say, if I'm being really honest, from when I was 5 years old, I felt that I knew that I was supposed to be bigger, even though my circumstances were a little bit different, right? Even though I grew up in the Bronx, and my dad was always working to make sure we're good, and we had our own share of struggles. But what he always instilled in me is that I was greater than my circumstances, greater than what I saw around me, to always envision beyond that. Regardless if I was a girl or not. I was the firstborn, firstborn, and I had two brothers, right? So, like, when you instill that within yourself, don't wait for somebody else to tell you. But if you feel it, even if you feel like a little flame coming,
something,
run with that. Yeah, run with it. Make it grow. Whether you have to find other people's inspiration, go on, guys. YouTube. We're in an age of technology. It is all available to us for free. For free. If right now you have not been able to shift your idea around abundance and money, and you only have what's accessible for free online, use it. Restructure your mind. Allow that to become your baseline, and then start looking for people who believe the same. And I promise you, you'll find people like Coach Max, like myself, like all these women that are down here. Go ahead and shout these women. Shout yourselves out. Put some diamonds down below. Represent yourselves. Represent your queendom. Okay. But you'll be able to align with people, and then go ahead and find that purpose for yourself. And borrow everyone's energy. Borrow mine. Shoot, I got enough to give around. Borrow Queen Coach Max. You know what I'm saying? Like, borrow it. If you don't have it yourself, if you're still in a corner and you're still putting yourself in a corner, go ahead and put your phone in your face and just start looking. Put your headphones on and recite that every day. I'm a queen. I deserve this. Abundance is limitless. I am power. I have power. I decide how my life is going to look, how it's going to feel, who I'm going to attract. I decide that. And this is what I want. Get really deliberate with it. Give yourself a number. Don't be scared of that number. If the number is scary, then it's exactly what you have to go for. Exactly. Get out of that comfort zone. Growth over comfort every dang day.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I don't want to go. You have me on here. You guys, please drop some fire emojis below, because I know that you guys feel what's been happening here. All right. You guys know. You guys know. I have this is like the most distinct pleasure to have Miss Coach Max on here.
Yes.
And to give her time, because guys, I know many of you guys understand that there's something really epic going on, right? And something huge about to happen September 1st. So any of you guys understand what's happening, drop a fire below. If you don't, and you're here because of Coach Max, reach out to Coach Max. If you're here because of me, go ahead and reach out to me. We can help you. There's a movement going on. All right. Secure your spot, secure yourself, secure your family legacy. Don't let it pass you by, you guys. Please. She is now the director of Forex education and training. This says something. I've studied under her. Many have studied under her. Okay. I have decided to become a leader because she showed me that nothing was going to keep her down. And I was like, yo, nothing's going to keep her down. So what's going on with me? What's stopping me? The idea that I'm not good enough. The idea that I'm this and that, and all these judgments I've held on to my entire life since I was a kid. No. Screw that. You guys understand there's something big happening. There's a last 4 months. We have 4 months till the end of the year. Okay. If anybody invited you onto this live and said you have to watch this, there's a reason. There's a reason for that. Allow that spark to turn into a flame, to turn into an inferno, because this year's not over. Where can everyone find you, Miss Queen? Because I know I put down below your
my Instagram. Yes, guys. So you guys can catch me on at Coach Max _ on Instagram. I post a lot about just what it is that I'm doing right now in the financial markets. First of all, I want to thank you for bringing me on your wonderful show. This was amazing. But really quick, I wanted to just leave you guys with a word. If you have ever heard about Forex, if you've ever heard about the financial markets, if you've ever heard about trading and you were scared, now's not the time to be scared. Now's the time to get in something that's about to change a lot of people's lives. I'm making it my personal business. See, I was going to make this announcement after we get off, but I'm going to do it now.
No, go
I'm
ahead.
making it my personal business to help a whole bunch of moms pay their bills through our program.
Yes.
And I'm very excited about that. We're going to have more testimonials coming out of our program. I personally have my hands in the design of our program. Okay, so we're going to be teaching you elite Forex education. We're going to be showing you how to actually trade, how to actually master this skill set. See, I like to say, I'm breeding master traders. I'm not just out here talking about, oh yeah, I teach this thing or whatever. No, I'm breeding master traders. I want the next Coach Max to come up out of my program.
There you go.
Okay. I want the next one. I want to pass the baton over to someone else, because guess what? I had to break walls down to get to where I am. So to now be, if you're watching this and you're hearing my voice, and this is for men and women, to even be connected to somebody like me and knowing that, okay, she done made it like to, this barrier up here. Why can't it not be you?
Absolutely.
Why can't you not be the next person to impact people's lives? I told myself in 2020, despite a pandemic, despite all that's going on, because I have a skill set, y'all, my bills are paid till 2021. Come on, somebody. My bills are paid until next year. I'm not worried about nothing. A lot of things have happened to me in the last couple of weeks, and people are asking me, Coach Max, how are you smiling right now? You need to take a week off. No, it's not time to be still. It's not time to be still, y'all. When people trying to knock you down, you stand up and you hold your head high up.
Absolutely.
I'm not worried about it. You know what I'm saying? All I'm concerned about right now is building you guys a platform, teaching you guys how to get generational wealth so that you have a skill set that you can show your children.
Absolutely.
Okay. This platform right here, y'all, and I'm gonna end with this. This platform right here is something I've never been this excited in my whole entire life, and proud.
Max, I am just blown away. And what I appreciate is that you made that step. You did not skip a step. You did not go on vacation. You did not go ghost.
Right.
You stayed communicating. You stayed in front of us and let us know what was happening. And for that, I couldn't honor you anymore, and I couldn't appreciate you any more than I do now, because you have also lit a fire under my butt to get this going, and inspiring the people below me, and inspiring the people with me, not below me, with me. You know what I mean? People that never thought that they could be able to share anything are sharing this with such passion that I didn't even know that they had that within them. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you first and foremost for being here, for getting to where you are, so that you can be able to forge a way. I want to thank you for bringing these passions and the value and the love with you, and the tenacity to be able to go ahead and forge through. And I want to thank you all, by the way, for tuning in. I know that it was an hour long. I know that Instagram is about to go out, so give them a quick peace out. Love you guys on Instagram. And make sure that you guys like, share, comment your favorite moments. Or if you're watching the recording after this, go ahead and put hashtag replay. But I will tell you something. If you care about anybody, go ahead and put a comment below who you want that person to watch, and connect with us and let us know what's going on in your mind. I know that she's crazy busy for sure. She always lets you know 24 to 48 hours. She doesn't respond right away. It's kind of the same concept with me, but I have a little bit more time because I'm not the director of Forex trading. So I got a little bit more time, not too much more. But the reason I did this is to bring that value. I want everyone to know, and I am so blessed and honored to have you on this. And you came on and shared your spirit and your heart with everybody. And as the final guest of my August Fired Up Fridays, hosted by the Superhuman Movement. I look forward to seeing you guys all next. Actually, October 1st will be my next one. Otherwise, you will see so much more from us, from the epic launch that's coming, and from the amazing times that we're going to have and seeing each other in, can I say Mexico? But anyways, we're going to keep that on the hush. All right. If you guys want more information, go ahead and reach out to Coach Max, reach out to myself. I'm wishing every single one of you phenomenal superhumans a beautiful evening. And remember, one small change can become an extraordinary life shift tomorrow. Love you guys, and peace with everyone. Thank you so much, Coach Max.
Yes, no problem. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, y'all.